The fourth episode of Robin Hood marks a turning point for the series, moving from world building and character introductions to serious storytelling. This episode appears to be the moment when the series finally takes on a darker, more politically and emotionally complex tone than previous chapters. While the first three episodes laid a solid foundation, this episode brings to the fore the rising tensions in Nottingham and the growing unrest among the Saxons, creating a stronger sense of crisis. The main strength of this episode is its focus on Robin herself. After spending the first part of the season reacting to the situation, the fourth episode pushes him to take decisive action. We begin to glimpse the foundations of the outlaw leader he would become, not as a legend, but as a man grudgingly grappling with harsh reality. His moral compass is tested in realistic and powerful ways, and the script ultimately incorporates nuances that make this adaptation different from a simple story. Marion is also a standout character, with more action and emotional depth than previous episodes. Caught between the court and the suffering people, she becomes increasingly aware of the injustices around her and begins to have a more direct influence on the case. This episode makes her feel like an important part of the story rather than an afterthought, creating one of the most convincing portrayals of Marion in recent memory. Sean Bean's Sheriff of Nottingham continues to be a commanding presence in every appearance, and Episode 4 provides more scenes to show off his ruthless, calculating menace. His portrayal leans more toward political brutality than cartoonish villainy, giving him a realism that lends weight to every decision he makes. This episode hints at a more personal and dangerous attachment between him and the growing Saxon turmoil, making future conflict inevitable. One of the biggest strengths of this episode is the packing. The story balances political intrigue, emotional character moments, and action packing without losing momentum. The scenes naturally follow each other, creating a pleasant impression of progression. For a series that aims to blend historical drama and adventure, Episode 4 seems like the first time that blend has been executed perfectly. Visually, the episode features atmospheric forest scenes and bleak courtyard interiors. Sherwood is depicted as both a refuge and a danger, and the cinematography exploits this duality with well-composed shots and moody lighting. Although this episode isn't very action-oriented, the moments of physical conflict that do occur are more shocking, intense, and meaningful than flashy. Emotionally, Episode 4 is more relatable than its predecessor. Robin's inner conflict, Marion's double life, and the sheriff's increasing brutality create fascinating layers that intensify the drama. This episode doesn't just drive the characters, it explores their motivations and the cost of the choices they make. If there is a minor flaw, it's in a small plot that isn't explored enough within the episode. It feels more like a setup than a payoff, hinting at an idea that might become important later on, but subtly interrupting the otherwise tight packing. However, this is a minor issue in a great game. Overall, Episode 4 is considered to be the strongest chapter of the season so far. It deepens the protagonist's character, heightens the political tension, and ultimately gives the audience the feeling that the real story is beginning to unfold. If the series can maintain this level of quality going forward, Robin Hood could become one of the most exciting and thoughtful historical dramas of